Well, hello, friends. So, coming to you from my hotel room in Santiago de Compostela. So, I thought I'd kind of do an epilogue of the Camino. It's kind of interesting is that everybody's going their separate ways, and until just a few minutes ago, I didn't really have a plan of what I was doing, and my thoughts on what I would do changed every 10 minutes. And I'll talk about that in a second. So Nick is going to Madrid. He's going to stay in a capsule hotel. So it's really neat. It's like, think about being in a submarine. He's got a little bunk. You close the door, and there's a big screen TV. And anyway, it's a capsule hotel, and he's got a friend in Madrid, and he's going to spend a couple of days there. Sammy left walking to Finisterre. So we're in Santiago de Compostela. You can keep going to what Finisterre is the end of the world. So you can keep walking in that direction. So Sammy left yesterday for the end of the world. Jesus has gone back to Barcelona. Libby, I didn't see her. So she and her mom also walked to Finisterre. Tim walked to Muxia, Muxia, but I think it's pronounced Muxia. We might say Muxia in English. And then Finisterre. Then and his dad got on a train, and they're headed back to the United States. Denise is taking a train to Finisterre tomorrow, and she's going to spend a couple of days in Finisterre. John from England is going to Porto, so he's got a bus to Porto. I think he left today. Am I leaving out? I'm sure there's other people I'm leaving out. Robert from South Africa, he walked to Finisterre and Muxia. I think he's coming back to Santiago, and hopefully we'll see him. I'll see him today. I haven't seen him since La Soania, but we've kept in contact, me and him and Nick, for quite a while. So as in Santiago, just to recap, this is kind of interesting to me how it goes. So I got to Santiago, and if you watch the video, Jesus was waiting there for me in the square. It turns out Sammy was waiting for me in the square, but he couldn't. His text messages wouldn't go out, so I was texting him like, "Hey, I'm here," and he's like, "I'm here too," but it wouldn't send. So we connected on WhatsApp now, so that we can stay in touch. So I had dinner. I think I posted a picture of Tim and Sammy and Jesus and I having dinner, and then the next morning. Jesus left for Barcelona, so I had breakfast with Tim and Dale and Sammy. And then I caught Nick. I walked with Nick as he came into town. I caught him just a little ways away from the square, so I walked in the square with him, and we celebrated for a minute. Denise came in a little bit later, and so we all sat down and talked for a while. And last night I had dinner with Dennis and Ralph, who I hadn't met. Dennis is from Ireland. I didn't catch where Ralph was from. And then John from Cornwall, and Denise and Nick. And then this morning I had a very luxurious churros and chocolate. I'll put up a picture. It's a lot of chocolate. I way over ordered way too much food. It's a lot of rich chocolate, but Nick and Denise and I just had breakfast, and then hopefully Robert will come into town. Just kind of give you the idea of the way the Camino is, like people coming and going, and you meet some people and they go on, and it's just kind of how it works with anything like this. So it's been kind of interesting. So my plan, I'm going to go to Madrid for a couple of days. I booked a train that leaves early tomorrow morning. I booked an Airbnb, so I'll go there and hang out, and then probably go to Barcelona for a little bit, and then maybe come back through Bilbao. My friend George suggested Bilbao. It looked interesting, and it's not far from where I need to catch my flight back to the United States. So, but really, like concrete plans are going to Madrid tomorrow. So I'm going to put up some photos and videos. Some things are kind of my favorite, a little bit from yesterday, but some kind of my favorites. But I wanted to mention, so I've been asking everybody, like, what did you get out of the Camino? Sammy, the youngest, I think probably gave I don't know if the best answer is the right way, but a really enlightened answer. He said, so I walked with Sammy the day before I started his first day. The day before I started, I walked with him 6 kilometers up the mountain and then 6 kilometers down, and that's where we met Tim and Dale. And then he walked a good bit with them. But the one day that I ran into him at a breakfast spot, it's a crazy morning because his car almost ran over him. These drunk people ran over this barricade, and then they were coming to the cafe where we were at, and they nearly hit Sammy. But anyway, Sammy saw me and came over, and in that video that morning, I recorded all of us together, and it was just kind of neat the way I showed up, and Sammy was there, and then one by one, people showed up. It was really nice. It's one of my favorite memories from the Camino. But Sammy was telling me that morning that the people that he'd met, he'd really connected well with. So Sammy's been, he left Germany and has been traveling around Europe, and he really hadn't made good connections with people. And so what he really liked about the Camino was he was really making connections with people on the Camino, because it's just very easy. Everybody's walking, as you walk, you talk, and you meet different people, but he needed a rest day. And so these people that he'd made these connections with, he had to let go, and how difficult that was. And so when I was asking him what he got out of the Camino, he said that he dwelled too much on the people that he wasn't around and didn't dwell enough and enjoy enough the people that he was around. And so one of the lessons he learned was that you have to enjoy the people you're with and enjoy the people that are around. And you can't always worry about the people that aren't around, or the people that have gone on. And I thought it was pretty wise. Tim, I asked him, so Tim's done many different Caminos. He said the first one was really the lightning bolt one that really, he had the aha moments, and it really hasn't happened since one. This one he did with his dad, Dale, and he said really the Camino was just about improving his relationship with his father, and that's really what the Camino was for him. Let's see. I asked Nick, for Nick and Ralph, it was really a sense of accomplishment, a sense of completion. So this is Nick's fourth Camino, but the last Camino he couldn't finish, and so Nick has been hobbling around. He's been, one of the injured people. He's much more injured than I am, so he was hobbling, and he's still hobbling this morning with his plantar fasciitis. But he was really interesting. Nick said he's going to try to recreate the things that he really enjoyed for the Camino back at home in New Zealand. And so he's really going to concentrate on the things that he really got out of the Camino back there. Denise, she had a wonderful answer. So she said the Camino really made her, restore her faith in people, because the people in Spain are so nice, and the people along the Camino are so nice. And but it really reminding her that people are really good and nice and friendly. So I thought that was wonderful. And then John from Cornwall, John said, it was just a nice adventure. John's been traveling for, I think, about a year, maybe 6 months. I don't remember which, but he traveled all over South America. He went to the East. He did a 10-day meditation retreat at a Buddhist monastery, I think in Nepal. So he's been traveling for a while, and this is kind of his last trip before he has to go back to work in England. For me, I would just say that the Camino is it's really a microcosm for life. A lot of the same lessons that you think you've learned that sometimes maybe you haven't learned. I certainly you got to walk your own walk, live your own life. It's only your life. It's only your walk. You can't worry about what other people are doing. That's really, kind of hit home for me in a lot of ways. And the fact that, what Denise said, I had just wonderful people along the Camino. I know what Jesus would say if I asked him. He would say, the Camino is the Camino. Because that's his answer to everything. It is what it is. The Camino is the Camino. Why are you confused, John? The Camino is the Camino. So this is already way too long. I will maybe throw up some videos and some photos. But I don't know that I'm going to do any more uploads. I thought about walking to Finisterre, and that's what I was thinking I was going to do. But it's, cool and rainy in Galicia, and that's what it's like walking to Finisterre. It'll be misty and rain every day. It'll rain and stop and rain and stop. And I just didn't really want to walk in that. Finisterre's at the beach, it's at the coast, but it's, cool, rainy coast weather, so it's not like a beautiful beach, which would be either way, I guess is fine. But I just thought I'd have more fun, exploring museums and places in Madrid than I would going to the coast. So that's it. That's it from the Camino de Santiago for me. I've got a little more time in Europe, and I'll explore around, try to figure out some things of what to do. But I wanted to say, for anybody that liked the video, that sent me a message, there are people that like the videos every day. There's people that sent me encouraging words just about every day, and I really, really appreciate it. All the kind messages, it's very, very appreciated. The people that just said, I like your video, or any of that, and the people that, thumbs up or a like or any of those things. I got a message every time something like that happened. So all the comments, thank you very much. I really appreciate all the support. There were a couple points where I really didn't think I was going to finish, because I just didn't think my ankle was going to hold up, and it feels great now. I wouldn't say it's 100% healed, but it's pretty close. So to everybody who liked the video, thank you. If everybody sent a kind comment, thank you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Come on.
Arriba, más arriba.
It's good. Good. That's it.